Today we're making a batch of classic Christmas mince pies. We made a batch of homemade mincemeat on the channel a few weeks ago, and now that it's December, it's finally time to use it. This is my go-to mince pie recipe every Christmas, and it features a crisp all-butter crust, a rich homemade mincemeat filling, and a caramelised pastry lid. They're super easy to make and perfect for Christmas gifts. Here's how we make them. So we need to make our sweet shortcrust pastry first. To do this, we're going to sift 350 grams of plain flour into a mixing bowl, followed by 100 grams of icing sugar. Then we're going to add in half a teaspoon of table salt and the zest of an orange. We're then going to give this mix a stir just to make sure that everything's combined. Then we're going to add in 200 grams of chilled unsalted butter that's been cut into small pieces. Now we're going to use our fingertips to rub the butter into the flour until the mix resembles coarse breadcrumbs. You don't want to make the butter too small, there should still be some larger pieces visible. This is what gives our pastry its crisp, flaky texture. Once your butter's been rubbed in, the mix should look something like this. So next we're going to add in 40 grams of egg yolks and a teaspoon of vanilla paste. Then we're going to mix the pastry until it forms a rough dough. I like to start with a spatula and then swap over to my hands. It's important that we don't overwork the pastry at all, as this will make it tough. At this stage it just needs to be mostly combined. So once we've got a rough dough, we're going to tip the pastry out onto a clean work surface and then gently knead by hand until smooth. Again, we don't want to overwork the pastry, so we need to gently knead it for a minute or so. This is just to bring everything together. Your pastry should be smooth like this, and there'll be some small pieces of fat still visible in the dough. So now that our pastry is ready, we're going to flatten it into a disc, wrap it in cling film, and chill in the fridge for at least 2 hours. This will make the pastry easier to work with, prevent shrinkage, and means that it will be flaky and crisp once baked. You could also make the pastry up to 2 days in advance. When you're ready to assemble your mince pies, you'll need to take the pastry out of the fridge and let it sit at room temperature for 20 minutes before using. This just makes it more pliable and easier to work with. Then in the meantime, we're going to take a 12-hole muffin tin and grease the inside with butter. This will help prevent the mince pies from sticking to the tin once they're baked. You'll need to use softened butter for this. Once that's done, we're just going to set the tray aside for now. So for this recipe, you're going to need 600 grams of mincemeat. So I'm going to be using my homemade brown butter mincemeat, which we made on the channel 6 weeks ago. If you've never had mincemeat before, it's a lightly spiced mix of dried fruit, sugar, fat, and zest. You don't have to use homemade though, a good quality shop-bought mincemeat is just as good. So this batch has been maturing for a month and a half now, and this is what it looks like. And as we're making deep-filled mince pies, we're aiming for around 50 grams of mincemeat per pie. Anyway, time to roll out the pastry. So we're going to be rolling out the bases first. So I'm going to take just over half of the pastry and then knead it to make it more pliable. You want to do this really gently, and it also helps make sure that the pastry is the same temperature all the way through. Next we're going to lightly dust the work surface and the top of our pastry with plain flour. Then we're going to roll the pastry out to a thickness of around 3mm. It's a good idea to keep the pastry moving as we roll it out, as this will stop it from sticking. Just for a visual guide, your pastry should be around this sort of thickness. So you'll need two different size cutters for the pastry. So I've got a 9.5cm round cutter for the bases and a 7.5cm cutter for the lids. At this stage we need to cut out 12 bases. If you run out of pastry, you can gently knead together the trimmings and then roll them out again. So once all our bases are cut out, it's time to line the tin. To do this, we take a disc of pastry and gently press it into a hole in the muffin tin. The top of the pastry should be level with the top of the muffin tin. Then it's just a case of repeating this process with the rest of the pastry. It was pretty cold as I was making these pies, which is why I'm just warming the pastry up between my hands before pressing it into the tin. The next job is to fill each pie up with mincemeat. As I mentioned earlier, each pie is filled with around 50 grams of mincemeat, which is around a tablespoon. You don't need to weigh this out or anything. The mincemeat shouldn't completely fill the pie up. We need to leave a small amount of room for expansion. Oh, if you wanted to make your own homemade mincemeat, I'll leave a link to my recipe in the video description. So once all our pies are filled, we're going to set them to one side whilst we roll and cut out the lids. Again, the pastry should be around 3mm thick, and you'll need 12 discs of pastry that have been cut out with the smaller cutter. The cutter needs to be the same size as the top of your mince pies. So before topping the mince pies, we need to brush a small amount of egg wash around the lip. This helps the lid stick onto the pie, and I make my egg wash with an egg mixed with a teaspoon of milk. Then it's just a case of placing a disc of pastry on top of each pie, then pressing around the edges with our fingertips to seal. Then once all our pies have lids on, we're going to use a small sharp knife to poke a hole in the centre of each one. This just helps the steam escape as the pies bake. Then we're going to chill them in the fridge for at least an hour before baking. When it's time to bake the pies, we're going to preheat an oven to 220 degrees Celsius or 428 degrees Fahrenheit and place a large flat baking tray into the oven at the same time so that can heat up as well. In the meantime, we're going to brush the top of each mince pie with a light layer of egg wash and then pop them back in the fridge. We want the pies to be as cold as possible when they go into the oven, as this will help crisp the pastry up. Once the oven's up to temperature, we're going to brush the pies with another layer of egg wash and then sprinkle on a generous amount of Demerara sugar. Make sure to give the oven and the tray plenty of time to heat up. The Demerara sugar will give our mince pies a crunchy topping, and it will caramelise onto the pastry as the pies bake. So to bake them, we're going to place the tin of pies on top of the preheated baking tray, and then bake for 20 to 25 minutes until the pastry is crisp and a deep golden brown. Cooking them on top of this tray just helps crisp up the bottoms of the pies. I like to bake my mince pies to quite a dark golden brown, just so the sugar caramelises properly. So whilst the mince pies are hot still, we're going to carefully run the tip of a palette knife around the lip of each one, where the pastry meets the top of the tray. This just prevents the mince pies from sticking to the tray as they cool. Once we've done this, we're going to let the pies cool in the tin for 10 to 15 minutes before lifting them out. And here's what can happen if you don't do this step. Anyway, once your mince pies are cooled slightly, they should just lift right out. So we're going to transfer them to a wire cooling rack and let them cool completely. Then once cool, you can serve them straight away or store them in an airtight container for up to 3 days. And that's how you make a batch of my classic mince pies. You've got the crisp buttery pastry, a caramelised crunchy pastry lid, and the rich fruity filling. The full written recipe for these and loads more Christmas recipes can be found on my blog saltbuttersmoke.com. And if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week for another recipe.